There's never a quiet day at Ibrox, and if the past few weeks are any indication, Rangers Football Club might be entering one of the most unpredictable moments in its modern history. Just when supporters thought the managerial saga couldn't twist any further, a new chapter has opened, and this one involves a name that nobody saw coming. After weeks of speculation, rejections, and internal shakeups, the club's pursuit of a new manager has taken a dramatic turn, with rumors now swirling around a former Champions League hero who once led Manchester United from the touchline. Let's start by rewinding a bit. Since the departure of Russell Martin, the club's leadership has been in overdrive trying to correct what has been, frankly, a disastrous chain of decisions. Martin's reign at Ibrox was short, shaky, and never truly gained the backing of the fans. His style of football, heavy on possession but lacking cutting edge, never sat well with the Rangers faithful, and it became increasingly clear that a change was not just inevitable, but absolutely necessary. But if supporters were expecting a swift and clean appointment to steady the ship, what followed was anything but. Names started popping up left, right, and center. From domestic options like Derek McInnes and Danny Roll to former favorites like Steven Gerrard, it seemed the Rangers board were exploring every possible angle. And for a moment, it genuinely looked like Gerrard might be the man to return. Talks were held. Initial conversations were said to be positive, and the buzz around Glasgow was palpable. A comeback for the man who brought silverware back to Ibrox and reignited belief in the stands? It was the kind of fairy tale ending the fans craved. But fairy tales are rare in football. Late on a Saturday night, word spread that Gerrard had pulled out of the race. The timing, we were told, wasn't right. But behind the scenes, things appeared more complicated. Reports suggested that internal politics at the club, particularly involving figures like Kevin Thelwell and Patrick Stewart, may have played a part in pushing Gerrard away. A power struggle, a lack of clarity over the managerial structure, or perhaps even hesitation from the board itself. Either way, the door was closed, at least for now. Chris Boyd, a name well known to Rangers fans, hinted that all might not be lost. He floated the idea that Gerrard could still return, but only if the club was willing to make major internal changes, potentially even getting the begging bull out, in his words, to bring the former Liverpool captain back. It's a bold claim, and whether it's grounded in genuine possibility or simply wishful thinking remains to be seen. What's clear is that the club is back to square one, and time is running out. And just as supporters were beginning to process Gerrard's rejection, another bombshell hit the headlines. Out of nowhere, the name Ole Gunnar Solskjaer emerged, and not just as media speculation, but reportedly from a very real conversation that took place in London. Former Manchester United midfielder Paul Scholes, while speaking on a podcast alongside Nicky, but may have accidentally revealed more than he intended. He recounted a story about a friend who was heading to meet Rangers in London. When pressed further, it became obvious the man he was talking about was none other than Solskjaer. Caught off guard, Scholes went quiet, smirked, and muttered a no comment, which only fueled the fire. If these rumors are true, and all signs point to something real brewing behind the scenes, then this could be one of the most audacious moves in recent Rangers history. Solskjaer, remembered most famously for scoring that iconic Champions League-winning goal in 1999, is a figure who brings with him not just prestige, but serious managerial experience. His spell at Manchester United had highs and lows, but let's not forget, he guided United to a second-place finish in the Premier League and reached a Europa League final. His win percentage was over 54%, impressive by any measure given the chaotic state of the club he inherited. What makes Solskjaer an intriguing option for Rangers isn't just his profile. It's his style. Known for his calm presence, his ability to nurture young players, and his preference for fast, counter-attacking football, the Norwegian's approach could be the breath of fresh air that Ibrox needs. After the frustration of Russell Martin's slow, possession-heavy tactics, Solskjaer's methods might just re-energize a squad that looked disjointed and uninspired in recent months. There's also the question of personality and leadership. Rangers is not a job for the faint-hearted. The pressure, the expectations, the intensity of the fan base, it demands a figure who can handle scrutiny and inspire belief from day one. Solskjaer, having managed one of the biggest clubs in world football, would not be overwhelmed by the spotlight. In fact, he might welcome it. Still, This potential appointment raises as many questions as it answers. Is Solskjaer truly interested in stepping into the chaos of Scottish football? Would the Rangers board grant him the autonomy and support he'd need to make the role a success? And crucially, how would the fans respond to such a left-field move? Meanwhile, the instability isn't limited to the manager's seat. Behind the scenes, Kevin Thelwell's position is reportedly under serious scrutiny. Hired to bring structure and clarity to Rangers' football operations, Thelwell's short tenure has been anything but smooth. From a disappointing summer transfer window to the ill-fated decision to appoint Russell Martin, his fingerprints are all over the recent missteps that have left the club reeling. Sources suggest that Thelwell's role in the current managerial hunt has already been reduced, with other senior figures taking on greater responsibility. Internally, confidence in his leadership appears to be eroding fast. One insider described the situation bluntly. The club can't afford another mistake, and they're not willing to trust Thelwell to make the next big decision. Fans, too, have grown increasingly vocal. Social media has been flooded with frustration, and chants of discontent have started to echo in and around Ibrox. All of this paints a picture of a club in flux. The Rangers board is juggling multiple priorities, finding a manager who can stabilize the squad, restoring trust with the fans, and reassessing the internal structure that allowed such a turbulent period to unfold. Names continue to circulate. Danny Roll, the promising young coach who impressed at Sheffield Wednesday, is reportedly high on the list. His tactical intelligence and focus on youth development could make him a smart long-term investment. But there's also talk of more experienced figures like Slaven Bilic, a seasoned manager with stints at West Ham and the Croatian national team. Bilic most recently managed in the Saudi Pro League and is said to be eager for a return to European football. The real challenge now is not just picking the right man, but creating the conditions that allow him to succeed. That means settling the boardroom politics, defining a clear footballing vision, and giving the new boss time, something that's often in short supply at a club as demanding as Rangers. Every day that passes without an official announcement only intensifies the pressure. The squad needs direction, the fanbase needs hope, and the club needs leadership. At the heart of it all lies a painful truth. This should not have been the situation. Gerrard's deal, by all accounts, was there to be done. But hesitation, internal disagreements, and perhaps a lack of vision cost the club a reunion that could have brought back stability, and I didn't. Now, they're left looking elsewhere, knowing that the next choice will define the direction of the club for years to come. As Rangers continue to drift without a confirmed manager, the ripple effects are being felt far beyond the dressing room. The uncertainty at the top has bled into every corner of the club, from recruitment to player morale to the fanbase's ever-thinning patience. It's becoming increasingly clear that this isn't just about who the next manager will be. It's about what Rangers actually stand for right now, what direction they're heading in, what kind of club they want to be. Internally, the mood is tense. Multiple sources suggest that recent meetings behind closed doors have been anything but smooth. While Andrew Kavanagh and Parag Marathe try to navigate the storm, questions are being asked about the leadership structure itself. Who's really calling the shots? Who's responsible for the last few months of chaos? And perhaps most crucially, who's going to take responsibility if the next decision goes wrong again? Kevin Thelwell, once brought in as the man to streamline and modernize the club's footballing operations, now finds himself in the crosshairs. The backlash has been swift and relentless. Supporters who once gave him the benefit of the doubt now see him as a symbol of failure. The disastrous appointment of Russell Martin, the passive summer transfer window, and the current managerial confusion have all been laid at his feet. And within the boardroom, trust in his judgment has rapidly declined. According to one insider close to the decision-making process, Thelwell is no longer playing the leading role in the managerial search. The responsibility has shifted to other senior figures, and his influence, at least for now, has been diminished. That's a massive change for someone who was supposed to be steering the footballing ship. But when the ship is sinking, someone has to be pushed below deck. This collapse in confidence is not just about results. It's about vision, or the lack of one. When Thelwell arrived, he promised structure, clarity, and a long-term plan. He spoke of building a squad with identity, focusing on youth, and using data to drive smarter decisions. Instead, the club looks more directionless than ever. Player recruitment has lacked coherence. The squad feels unbalanced, and the atmosphere around Ibrox is one of frustration rather than belief. Meanwhile, back on the managerial front, the board faces a brutal balancing act. Go young and unproven with someone like Danny Roll and risk another Martin-style flop? Or go experienced and battle-tested with a figure like Slaven Bilic, knowing it might only be a short-term fix? Roll's credentials are strong. His work at Sheffield Wednesday turned heads, and his background includes time as an assistant at Bayern Munich and the German national team. He's tactically astute and passionate about high-intensity football. But would he command respect in a dressing room full of strong personalities? Would he have the steel to navigate the brutal landscape of Scottish football? Bilic, on the other hand, brings decades of experience. He's managed at the international level and handled big personalities at clubs like West Ham and Besiktas. His teams are known for playing with spirit, aggression, and purpose. He knows how to build a side that can fight, and Rangers need a fighter right now. But there's a reason Bilic has bounced around so much in recent years. His stints haven't always ended smoothly. The question is whether he's the steadying force the club needs, or just another name passing through the revolving door. And then there's still the lingering possibility, however faint, that Steven Gerrard might yet be convinced to return. The idea refuses to die. Some fans are clinging to it. Some insiders believe the board might still try one last time. But that option comes with its own complications. Gerrard would not come back into the same structure he left behind. He would demand control. He would want authority over footballing decisions. And given the current fractured state of leadership, it's hard to see how that power would be handed over without a full internal reset. But maybe that's exactly what Rangers need, a reset. A chance to wipe the slate clean, admit what's gone wrong, and start again with clear direction and unity. Because right now, the image being projected to the outside world is not just chaotic, it's desperate. And desperation never attracts the right kind of leaders. It repels them. That brings us back to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. The longer his name stays in the headlines, the more weight it seems to carry. There's no smoke without fire, and Paul Scholl's accidental slip-up on the podcast may have just exposed a real development that the club had hoped to keep quiet. Solskjaer isn't a name you throw around lightly. His resume, for all the criticism he took at Manchester United, is not something you ignore. He managed at the very top. He knows pressure. He knows expectation. And perhaps most importantly, he knows how to unite a fractured squad. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to get all the exclusive news about Rangers FC. Don't overlook any details about your beloved team. It's crucial for Rangers FC fans. Whispers are growing louder around Ibrox as Jack Clarke, the fleet-footed winger, is reportedly emerging as the latest sensation in Rangers' attacking lineup. Fans and pundits alike are abuzz, claiming the youngster is fast becoming the go-to threat up front, with his electric pace and deadly finishing sparking excitement throughout Glasgow. Sources close to the club suggest Clarke's performances have caught not only the eyes of the coaching staff, but also the imagination of supporters craving a fresh spark in the Premiership battles. Insiders hint that Clarke's rise hasn't gone unnoticed. With defenders in the league struggling to keep up with his acceleration, speculation is mounting that he could be the key difference-maker in tight encounters. Some reckon his nimble runs and instinctive knack for finding the net are reminiscent of Rangers legends, igniting conversations in bars and online forums about whether he might soon be indispensable in Steven Gerrard's, or whichever manager's, tactics. The buzz extends beyond just his speed. Observers note that Clarke combines his swiftness with a cool composure in front of goal, a rare trait in a player so young. Rumors suggest he's been turning heads in training, reportedly outpacing seasoned defenders and executing sharp, clinical finishes that leave goalkeepers scrambling. This has fueled speculation that Rangers may be gearing him for bigger roles in domestic cup clashes and crucial league fixtures. While the club remains tight-lipped, insiders claim that Clarke's confidence is soaring, with teammates reportedly rallying around him, feeding off his energy on the pitch. Whispers even suggest that if he continues this run, European scouts might start monitoring him closely, adding a layer of intrigue to what is already a heated talking point among fans. Whether he'll maintain this meteoric rise or stumble under the weight of expectation remains to be seen, but one thing is certain. Jack Clarke is fast, lethal, and Glasgow is watching. Greetings, fans. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, as it's greatly appreciated by Rangers FC. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments section below. Until the next video, stay tuned.